Hi guys, it's Casey Kaufhold here with another video, and today I am answering your questions from my comment section on my previous YouTube videos. I've gotten a lot of comments, and of course I want to get back to you guys, but sometimes it's a lot for me to type out the answer and it might just be easier for me to say it. So today I'm going to go over a few of those questions. We'll get right into it. First question I have is, what makes a good coach? So to me, what makes a good coach is making sure it's somebody that you very much so trust. Whether that's through like they have a lot of coaching experience or you know them personally and you just trust them as a person. I think it's really important that, if they give you any sort of guidance or any, suggestion to change something, that you really trust that that decision is the right decision. And so for me, I work with Heather File and Dick Tone and also Coach Kim from Korea. And between all those coaches, if they have, something that they want me to change or something they want me to try, I trust that their guidance is the right thing for me. For example, in the 2021 Olympic trials, we decided, Heather, Dick, and I decided to change something in my form 2 weeks before the last stage of trials. And in my mind, I never had a second guess of that was the correct decision because I did trust them so much. And so that would be my biggest thing to look for in a coach, is somebody you trust and somebody who obviously you very much so value their guidance and opinion. Right. Another question I've seen a few times is, when you're starting archery as a newbie, do you go off of eye dominance or hand dominance? So naturally, I normally go off of eye dominance. So if I'm left eye dominant and I shoot left-handed, but I also write left-handed. I do everything with my left side. But if somebody were left eye dominant and right-handed and they were having trouble with, getting the hang of things with the left side, I would want them to try the right side and just focus on closing their dominant eye. I think this just helps a lot, because if you're not comfortable with feeling like you can control the bow with one side, but your eye dominance is there, it's always easy to just close one eye if you want to switch to the other side. I think the most important thing is just feeling comfortable with the side you're shooting with, and it's always easy to either use an eye patch or close one eye and get used to that while you're on your comfortable side with drawing the bow. I've gotten a few questions about my breathing routine during my shot. So a lot of people I've heard hold their breath when they're shooting, and for me that really just makes my blood pressure go up, my heart rate go up. And so for me, when I'm shooting, before I start drawing up, I let all my air out, and then I'll be taking a breath in until I get about to the top of my draw, and then I'll really slowly start letting it out as I'm coming into anchor, and even slower letting it out through expansion. And so for me, when I take a breath out, everything kind of just relaxes down. And this is just the easiest way for me to comfortably get through the clicker through expansion. Another question I've gotten is about how many arrows I shoot a day. So we're in the indoor season right now. During the indoor season, I usually do 200 arrows a day for 6 days a week. And then I do one day that might be a little lighter, around 150. Or if I'm doing a competition that weekend, I'll just shoot that competition for the day. And during outdoor season, I bump up my training a little bit more. So I'll do usually 250 to 300 arrows a day for 6 days a week, and then maybe one day that a little bit lighter, 150 to 200. For me, this is the easiest way to keep my muscle memory up. I know a lot of people take a day off. For me, when I take a day off, I get really sore. And so it's just easier for me to shoot every day to keep, my muscle memory going and avoid that soreness as well. Next question is about how often I refletch my arrows. Now, in the fletching video that Sam and I did, I talked about how I sometimes refletch before tournaments. But when I have a lot of tournaments back to back, I don't refletch before every tournament, but I would say I go 2 months at most with the same set of fletchings. If I'm kind of in an off season where I might not have a lot of competitions, I might let it go a little bit longer, but the most I normally go is 2 months. And then if I see wear and tear, might do extra. But with the spider veins, they're pretty durable, so I don't often have to change them out a lot because of wear and tear. It's more so just over time, they might, not look as nice, or might look a little beat up from, them hitting each other, things like that, or they'll lines might be a little bit off, and so I always make sure to redo them at least every 2 months. Next question is about my bow side elbow. So they asked, how do I set my bow side elbow? I don't know if y'all have been able to notice this, but I do have a little bit of a funny elbow. I have one that hyperextends, and so I don't want to do that at full draw because obviously the string would hit it. And so I kind of turn it down and in, and it might give it a funny dip. But for me, this is the easiest way for me to set it and not have it in the way of the string. Thank you guys for asking so many great questions, and I hope these answers gave you some insight to what you were looking for out of those questions. And if you have any more, please drop them in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.